In this video, we're going to learn about sorting a table, subtotaling of data, auditing, tracing the cell relationship, macros, and consolidating data. Let us start with sorting a table. Now, if this is my data, I need to sort based on the order. So, for example, I need to sort the data based on the computer, like Zoom, HP, and all different are there. I need to have an order. So, go to Home tab. Now first select the column for which that you need to do, or just place anywhere here, and go to sort and filter. Click on sort. Either you want ascending sort, you can go for a descending sort. Let us go for ascending sort. As soon as you click on sort, all the data will be sorted in ascending order. Now if you select a particular column, so for example I am selecting this particular column. Now when you click on sort, so I want largest to smallest, then it will give me a warning saying that expand your selection or continue with the current selection. If I say continue, which means only this particular column will be sorted and rest of all the data in the table will remain as it is. So if I say expand, automatically everything will be sorted based on this data. All other data will be sorted in order. Now other than this, we have is your custom sort. You click here, click on custom sort. Now already data has been sorted one level. Now what if two data is of same kind? What are you going to do? That is what the second level that will be defined. Say if we see here in HP, one is 500, 2.4, 1024, 2.3. Now although all these are HP, but I want in largest to smallest, then I can add one more level here. If the first level data, that is computers are of the same name, then I can go for hard drive or anything that you want. You can select here. I said hard drive, I'll say largest to smallest. Now click OK. I can just see if it is HP, largest has come first, then smallest. Like this you can add as number of columns that are there, that more number of levels that can be added up. That is all about your sorting your data. Now second, we are going to go for the subtotaling. So subtotaling is nothing. So for example, Dell are there, I have got 4 rows in Dell. Now I want to have the total of this, that is sum of this 4. Either I can use separate functions and I can calculate like del subtotal is this, that is I can do this. Instead of this, I have got an option called as subtotal present in Excel. To do the subtotal, go to data tab. Here under outline, you have got concept of subtotal. Now before you apply subtotal, your data should be in sorted. Only then it will give you exact subtotal. If not, if it is not in sorted order, then every row, if it is differs, then it will give the subtotal then and then only. So click on subtotal. Now as soon as you click on subtotal, it will automatically select the entire table. Now it will ask you want a subtotal for what. So this is at each range. So you want a subtotal for computer for the first thing, or you want a subtotal for a hard drive processor, that you have to select it out here. So it will give the subtotal for that. What function that you are going to do? Are you going to use for sum? So for example, I want to find out only the quantities, then I can go for total number of rows that are available, then I can go for the count option. Or you want to know the average price, then you can go for average price. Or if you want to have a maximum price, minimum product, that depends upon it. Based on that will be taken care. Let us go for the sum option. Now what you want to do, the total, add subtotal for what. Say it is a total price or price, whatever you want. All the columns will be available here. Select whichever that you want. By default it has been selected as total price based on the data that is available. Now replace current subtotal. If you have already applied subtotals and now you are going to redo it again, so old data will be replaced with the current new data. Summary below the data, as soon as one overall is there, the summary that will be defined. So click OK. See subtotal. So these are the 3 levels that has been defined. If you just remove the third level, this is the third level. See, so second level, the first level will be the only the grand total. Second level with the computer name. So Zoom subtotal is this, Lenovo subtotal, HP subtotal, HCL, Dell. So if you go for level 3, individual details will be defined. So this you can anytime you can minimize maximum whatever you want, you can do that. So these are the subtotals that will be defined. If the data is not in sorted order, say for example I have got Dell, then I have got HP, then after every row you have got subtotals like this, that you won't be having a correct subtotal concepts. Next we're going to learn something about auditing. So what is an auditing? Auditing is nothing but we're going to analyze how the formula works. What are the dependent cells are there, what are the precedent cells are there for a particular formula. Whenever you apply a formula, based on that will be taken care. Now click on formula. You have got a formula auditing options are available. All the options are available under formula auditing options. So we have got tracing the cells. How you are going to trace? So for example, when I click here, I have applied some formula C5, C9, C30. Now to generate total revenue, I require subtotals of this, this and this. So that is what tracing is all about. So that is what our auditing is all about. Let us go for trace dependence. Just click anything dependent on this. Yes, this is dependent on all these three. That is what precedence, trace precedence is depends upon. So to generate this, I require this, this, this. Just remove the arrows. Next, I'll click here, trace dependence. Now see, this value depends on this, this, this. So wherever it is being carried, I have been using this value particularly using in this formula here and here, this cell. So that is what it is, depends. Trace dependence. So which are the cells that depends on this particular content. Now if you click here and say trace dependence, this is only one page because this is dependent on here. Some I have applied some formula here, that is f3 plus f8 by 0. That formula that will be taken care. Now show formulas. When I'll just remove the arrows, click on just show formulas. See, all the data is available here. When I click on show formulas, it will just display you the formula options. Wherever the formula, instead of values, it will display you formulas wherever you have applied a formula. See, I have applied a formula here, here, here. These are the things, and it will just display you that. That is what show formulas. Now this is very helpful. Like if you want to know what are the formulas you have applied, you can take a screenshot. I can keep it out rather than individually clicking on the cells, going to the formula bar, checking out what is a particular formula you applied. Instead here, when you click on show formulas, you show the formula for entire sheet. You can make a note what are the formulas you have applied. Click back here, you will go back to the normal view. Then error checking. So click here. I have already made an error, like I have added some data. Okay, I have added this and this. Then I said divided by 0. It is leading to me a error. So click on error checking. So when you click on error checking, it will show you or divide by 0 error, which means division by 0 is not possible. So you can ignore error and the check error will be completed out. Now next is evaluating the formula. So I'll just click here and say evaluate formula. Now see, oh, it requires three cells C5, C9, C13. If I say step in, it will get into this C5. If I say evaluate, it will give me the final value of C5. Let us start with step in, then for C9 we go for evaluate, we'll see what will happen. So C5, I am clicking step in. See, as soon as you go to C5, oh, where it has applied two more formulas for C3 and C4. Again click on step in, or it will go to C in, C3, then it fetch the value, but there is no more content to be taken care, or no more formulas are there, direct value is there, so I'll be stepping out. Then again C4, step in, there is no more, step out. Now there is no stepping in, I have got a final value, then I have to evaluate, so this will multiply it. So then when you say step out, this value will be added up. So again C9, when you say evaluate, it will give me the final value. Now see, I have got three cells, 1, 2, 3, but there is no step in, step out, it is evaluate, because already two values are there which is required for you to perform an operation. So whenever you got an operator, it requires two operands to be perform the operation, so which is already there. That's why to start with the evaluation work. So it basically your system always follows the concept of the Bodmer's rule that we used to do in the schools. So evaluate, then again say if you want to say evaluate, final value is there, then evaluate, your overall data will be there. So if you want to restart, it will redo the concept again. So close. So I'll take one more data. So here I have applied different formulas with respect to the contents. I'll just check here. I have applied a if formula there. I click on evaluate. Let us see what will happen. So if E2, first E2 is there, let me click on evaluate. So E2 will be the value that will be fetched back here. So it is, since it is a direct one value, I will click on evaluate. It will just check is 8,000 less than or equal to 4,000. Then it will say since there is an expression has to be evaluated, it will evaluate or giving as false. Since it is false, it is automatically went back here, which means no more I am executing this part here. Already result has been applied. Then again evaluate. So 8000 less than equal to 6000 is evaluate or true, then which means everything will taken care senior executive. Just click on evaluate, or your final value will be senior executive. So this is how evaluation. So whenever you got an error, sometimes you applied a formula and your results are not up to what you are expecting, some problem has been happened, that time you can go for evaluation. You can just check where exactly the problem might be. So maybe you misplace some value or interchange a data cell and your final results are not getting. That time you can go for evaluation checks. It's just like a step-by-step evaluation of the entire expression. So close it and you say click on evaluate. So your final value that will be displayed. Click on close. So next we're going to do the concept of consolidation. So that is consolidate I'll do, then last I'll come back to the macros concepts. So consolidate. So imagine I've got two sets of data. So imagine this is first month data, this is second month data, and I want to add both the data and make it as one. So for example, it might be say quarter one data, quarter two data is there, and you want to make a half yearly sales report. So how are you going to do it? Manually you can do it out. Instead of this, you have got an option called as consolidate. So go to the sheet where you want the results. It might be an empty sheet, or it might be already existing sheet. Place your cursor where you want to have the result. So I want the result data to start from the first cell. Then go to the data tab. Under the data tools, we have got consolidate. So under consolidation, we have got two options. Let us check from the first option. Just click on consolidate. So the procedure almost remains the same. Only one option that has to be changed. So what are you going to do? You want to do the same function, sum, count, average. Just check it out. Whatever you want to want the output as a consolidate, based on that will be defined. Then browse. So here browse, you can browse to the new sheet. I may be already open existing sheet somewhere, or I can use the existing worksheet that is there in the workbook. Let us take the existing worksheet that is present in this workbook. I'll just click here and select this data. Now make sure whenever you're going to go for consolidate, your column should be mapping, which means you should have the same column names. You cannot have like here you have got 6 columns, another sheet you may have 7, another may have 3. You cannot do this. You should have the same names so that the consolidated work perfectly. So select the data. Now it will ask use labels. So since I want these labels to come as it is, I'll say top row, and I have to consolidate with respect to left column, then click on add. So one data has been added up. So to add another, just go to the next data sheet. Since the content is almost the same, there is a number of rows are same, it has been selected, click on add. So once you're done with this, click OK. Your consolidation of data will be done. So just expand this. Okay. If you want, you can manually go and check it out. So there is 45,000 here, then I got 40 del somewhere here, 28,000. So there is 73,000. If you look, the data is not in order. Here del is here in the first row, in the second data del is in the fifth row. So even if the data is not same, it will consolidate based on this value. That's why the first column I have defined, the left column, it will consolidate on the left column. That's why your column name should be the same. Now the second case, I'll add the consolidate here itself. Click on consolidate. I want to add one more data. See, my one more data is in another sheet which I have opened here. So data 3. I'll just select this data 3, click on create link to source data. This is the second way where you're going to do the option of consolidation. First is the same, second thing is add as number as you want, as number of sheet that you want, you can keep on adding. One more is create link to source data. Let me see what will happen when you do this. Click add. So click on OK. So I'll go back to my consolidation sheet. Okay, this is my result. Okay, see eyeball which is being added up. Now I'll go back to this data 3 sheet. I'll make quantities here. For example, I'll make the quantity as 15 here. I'll come back here and check the data has been updated. That is what, when you use the option as create links to source data, wherever your source data is there, if you modify there, that will reflect back here. Okay, now since let me take data 1 and data 2. Okay. Say del, I'll make this price as 25,000. Okay, data 1 25,000 is there, data 2 del is 28,000, so which means 53,000. If you go to consolidate and see here, del it's showing as 98,000 and it is 73. 98 because of the third data 45. 53 plus 45, that will be your 98, but here it is old data itself is there. So that is a difference between link to source data. It is always good when you use for link to source data, because if you modify your original data, your consolidated data will be updated. You don't have to do the job again one more time. That is about the consolidation. The last topic that we are going to see is macros. What is the use of a macro? So I'll create a new sheet. Basically, macros are nothing but it is a concept where you're going to record once and repeat again. It's just like record the content whatever you want, then repeat the job. It's like replay it back. You record once, play it again and again and again as number of times that is all about. I want to define the sales report. Every month I'll be doing the sales report for a particular company. The sales report has to be added up. The basic columns will be remain same. So for example, the headings are same, the number of employees for them which I have to do is same, or else what I have to do is I have to copy from old sheet, paste, remove the old data, then update the new data. Instead of this, I can go for the only the pattern that I require with the help of macros. So macros are available in view tab. Click on macros, click on record macro. First it will ask you the name of the macro. Let me say monthly sales. It will ask me for the shortcut key. Press you shift and control shift N. Store workbook macro in this workbook. Personal new macro workbook or new workbook. So which means it will apply only in this workbook. If you click on new workbook, every time that will be, as soon as you go for a new workbook, your macro will be available there, or else the macro will be available only in this workbook. So description, whatever you want, you can do it, or you can just skip it. Monthly, I'll write type monthly sales report. So click on OK. As soon as you click OK, your macros has been started recording. You can just see down here, which is a pause button or a stop button, which means your macro is already recording. Whatever you type, that will be recorded out. So let me say I'll just start my recording. Salesman, region, month, target, achieved, and result. So salesman time. I've typed certain names. I just format it. I want a size to be 12. Then I'll make this one for Arial with bold. So format with column with. I'll apply formula equal to target minus achieved. Whatever size you want to increase manually, or you can make it as fixed. So once your recording is been done, whatever the content that you want, everything is done. Either you can stop it from here, either you can go to view, macros, stop recording. Both are one and the same. Once your recording is done, everything is done. Now I'll go to a new sheet. I have to run the macro. So just click on macros, view macros, run. Okay. Whatever we have done, that will be done. So referencing monthly. Let us redo it again. Let us record it back again. I'll just delete this. Now I want to record, delete the macro. Click view macros. I'll just delete this macro and redo it again. So let us redo it again. I'll clear all. Check what is the macro. So go to view macro, record macro. I'll do it as sales, monthly sales, shipment, click on okay. So salesman, region, month, target, achieve, result. Salesman, give that zone size mark, then east, south, west. Put a formula here equal to target minus achieve that will increase the font and put others. Now stop the recording. Let us see here. Go back. So view macros, view macro, run. So put it one more time. I use the shortcut key Control Shift and let go work. Now if I place my cursor here and I use the macro, you can see what will happen. Here I am putting here the macro. So, order matters. If you see here, only change one is kind of rest of everything came back here. So that is because of order matters. In a macro, it will basically record with the cell addresses, everything will be taken care. So that's why the first time there was a problem that happened when my formula came down, again I have to tag it back. That doesn't work. That's why it was showing an error. So this is all about the macros. Record once and use it many times as number of as you want.